So when you're presenting this program to people, something that comes to mind for me is that stigma that it's not personal, it's business. Do you come up against that, people being resistant, and how do you overcome that if you do?
Yeah, I often have people saying to me, you know, this is business and you've got to leave the personal behind. You know, when I did the same grandparent exercise in Cyprus for a large media corporation, I had quite a lot of resistance from some of the people in leadership positions. And they said to me, I don't come to work to find meaning. I get meaning from my family on the weekends. For me, work is all about business and filling the shareholders' pockets. Now that is a very outdated way of seeing business. That is seeing business the way we used to describe it on the factory floor when you are creating widgets on a conveyor belt and people have to be completely efficient because they need to deal with that thing that's right in front of them so it can go down the conveyor belt. And if a person breaks down, then you're breaking down the whole operation. But that's not the world we're living in now. We're living in the information age where innovation and creativity and the ability to make smart decisions in the moment is primary. So how can we leave who we are behind as people, as personalities, when what's being asked of us is to be who we are? So it's a false distinction to say that there's a personal story and there's a business story. Business stories can be personal, but they have to be targeted. They have to be strategic. You have to ask yourself that question. Why story? Why now? Not every personal story belongs in business. You should only tell a personal story if it is the best way to communicate that message that you want to communicate. And you have to choose the story that's best going to do it. One of my clients is a chief business officer at Condé Nast. He wants his team to operate as one. He's just brought 4 different publications together. He was previously the chief business officer of one publication, and he now has 4 that he wants to bring together as a team. So what does he do? He tells a story of how he was in a football team at high school, and when he was kicked off the team, he lost interest in the team. He only thought about himself and what it meant to him until his father came to him and said to him, you need to put your team first. And you need to face what's happened to you and think about the team. And that's the story that he shares with his staff. Well, they're sitting there with their mouths hanging open. He's revealed this very personal thing, and yet it's spot on in terms of the message that he's wanting to convey. So again, you don't just tell any personal story at work for the sake of connecting with people. No. If you are telling a story because you want to communicate a message, you've got to ask the question, why story and why now?